Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cogenchag Regional High School's commencement exercise. Before we begin this evening's ceremony, may I ask that you please keep your mask on and follow appropriate social distancing guidelines throughout your time here on our campus. Additionally, please remain in your designated seating area. Place all cell phones on vibrate, we don't want to be that parent, and stay clear of the stage as a professional photographer will be taking pictures of each of your graduate. Also, as a reminder, there is no smoking on our campus, and the use of air horns and cowbells are strictly prohibited. Throughout the ceremony, we have the Durham Volunteer EMS here to assist anyone in need and have a number of portalets available for restroom use. Finally, I ask that for the next 45 minutes you sit back, relax, and enjoy the accomplishments of your child. They have been working diligently for 13 years for this moment, plus a month. And between all the first days of school, new teachers, homework, field trips, dances, games, concerts, plays, lunches, speeches, tests, and of course all the drama, or drama-free, you have been working for 13 years for this moment as well. So enjoy the evening, enjoy the moment, and enjoy the ceremony. Thank you very much.
Please stand as Ava Petrozello, a member of our senior class executive board, will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most of you have watched the first ceremony, so you would know. Please remain standing as Pierce Steffen, a member of our senior class executive board, will now sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Thank you, Pierce. Good evening. My name is Brian Falcone. I'm the principal of Cogenchag Regional High School. On this beautiful July evening, I finally welcome you to the live graduation exercise of the Cogenchag Regional High School class of 2020. It's great to be here with all of you and your children. And with that, we extend a warm welcome to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Catherine Serino, our Board of Education Chair, Robert Moore, members of our Board of Education, Beth Melillo, our Dean of Academic and Student Services, the amazing Cogenchag faculty and staff who lined picket lane earlier this evening to say goodbye to your children, Mr. Fisher, who refused to miss seeing our seniors walk across the stage this evening, all of our parents, family members, special guests watching from home, and of course, the class of 2020. This evening, 124 members of our senior class will be receiving their diplomas from Cogenchag Regional High School. This diploma signifies that they fully met the requirements for graduation as set by the Regional School District 13 Board of Education and the state of Connecticut. It also represents a culmination of 4 years of study, participation in athletics, activities, and service to the community. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Cameron Nielsen, a member of the Senior Class Executive Board, to present his welcoming remarks.
Nope. Yeah, I guess that's working. I'd like to start by, again, echoing the remarks of Mr. Falcone and welcoming everybody here today, specifically Dr. Serino, the Board of Education, Mr. Falcone, Ms. Melillo, and all the faculty and staff that are both here today and couldn't make it. I'd like to extend a extra thanks to Mr. Petronio and Ms. Jakes for helping plan all of this, and of course, all the family and graduates here today. You guys have made this ceremony possible. Now that the formalities are out of the way, let's get started. Welcome, class of 2020. Well, we did it. Granted, I'm sure this isn't how most of you are expecting to experience graduation. Spread out, distanced, masked, and in the middle of a heat wave in midsummer. But here we are. Through this pandemic, I'm sure most of you have seen struggles and gone through things that I can't even imagine. Just know that today, despite the hardships and struggles that you've been through, we celebrate our accomplishments. Look around you. This is one of the last times that we will all be here together as the class of 2020. But while our time here is ending, your new life will begin as soon as you leave. You can turn the page, but don't shut the book completely. We've been through hell and back to get through this year, so today, walk up on the stage with confidence and take your diploma with pride. We've seen challenges before, but remember, we were all members of the class of 2020, and overcoming is what we do best. Now, we're transitioning to adulthood, and it's something that we must do to make the world a better place, not only for us, but for all those who aren't here today and don't have the same opportunities that we do. Going forward, we'll assume the roles of leaders and caretakers of this country. We are the next generation of Americans, and we will mark a turning point in our history. Now, which way that turn will go depends on us, but always know that we can and will always achieve better things. In the words of Teddy Roosevelt, believe you can and you're already halfway there. All of us here today are capable of great things. After all, we've made it this far, we've made it through a pandemic. What's stopping us now? But for now, today, cherish this moment. God knows it's been a long time coming, and you deserve it. Just remember, you've made it here today, but the next steps are up to you. Enjoy it, but never stop. I think Eisenhower said it best when he said, accomplishment will prove to be a journey, not a destination. You can always do better, if not for you, then for others. These 4 years of high school were only the beginning of our journeys here. What we have now is an opportunity to do better. Now, as you take those steps in the coming months, don't let those opportunities pass you by. Now, let's get on with it. Enough from me. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, class of 2020.
The Cogenchag Regional High School Valedictorian address will be given by Nathan Strang.
I have to flip through the book a little bit. You know, this made a lot more sense in my head when I was giving it to my dog in my basement. Anyways, I hope that everyone is doing well. It is an honor to stand here physically this time in front of the CRHS class of 2020. Before I begin, I'd like to once again extend my thanks to all of Cogenchag and RSD 13's faculty, the Board of Education, Superintendent Serino, Mr. Falcone, Mrs. Malillo, Miss Jakes, and Miss McClintock for the second time, helping me to create something that I hope you'll find at least mildly enjoyable. Well, seeing as though this is my second time speaking before you all, I've been given the unique opportunity to elaborate and expand upon some of the points that I have previously made. Class of 2020, last time I spoke to you, I said that the future would be uncertain. And ready for this bombshell? I was right. I know, but I wasn't completely right. See, I somewhat glossed over the fact that there are some things that stay constant, regardless of whatever else is going on in the world. Things that you could always come back to. Things that you knew would be the same every day that you came into school. Like the library. It'll always be a solid 25 degrees warmer than the rest of the school. And I don't know why, because it's connected to the same system. But anyways, we know that no matter what, no one will ever use their lockers except to store that one sandwich from freshman year. And of course, cell service will never work, without a doubt, within a 500-foot radius of that building. We will always be the only school in the state open, remarkably after it snows 3 feet, but will naturally close when mild rain is forecasted. Hofstra will still be extending your college application deadline months after you graduated. History, as Mr. Polino says, will always be a gray area. And whichever grade's homeroom is in the science wing will always rack up the most late notes. Because how could you possibly have time to walk all the way across the building and into homeroom before the bell rings, when you wake up 15 minutes before it rings, leave your house 5 minutes later, stop at Dunkin' to get your coffee, drop your sister off at Stronger School, and walk all the way in from your spot way back in the 4th row of the parking lot because you were too lazy to fill out the parking spot assignment sheet right when it came out, and your mom said she wasn't going to do it, fill it out for you, something about personal responsibility, so you got stuck with a crap spot. And maybe that one's just me, but the rest of them are you guys. Yes, you guys out there. In all actuality, though, the premise still holds true. I know. The future is going to be uncertain, as it always is, because the present world is incredibly chaotic, as we're pretty familiar with at this point. And that doesn't bode too well with your natural inability to just chill the heck out for a second. But you know, I don't blame you. It's human nature. It's ingrained in you to always question security, fear that complacency, and oftentimes recklessly try to improve your state. Yet when you are not confident in your place and direction and in your identity, and you will never truly be complacent in that, You'll experience this internal pressure to abandon how you actually feel, how you actually perceive your existence. Class of 2020, every day, give or take, for the rest of your life, this is going to happen. Every day, those around you, your peers, your friends, they're going to pull you in all different directions, creating this chaos. You feel this pressure a ton in high school, and you're going to feel it even more in the future as the group of people you interact with gets larger and the stakes increase. They're going to tell you how to think, how to act, how to feel, how to express your thoughts, and it will become incredibly difficult to stay confident in your current position and trajectory when everyone around you is compelling you somewhere else. Internally, this will build up if you let it. And that desire for security and belonging will encourage you to align yourself with the very people who are trying to dictate how you exist in this crazy world. Now you might think, okay, so what? There's safety in thinking with the masses. And that may seem valid at first, yet you have to remember that those who you are aligning with and trying to emulate are not you. They could never be, and they will never be, as they don't wholly share your experiences, values, and talents. Regardless, almost naively, you might begin to compare yourself with people that you will never become, just as they can never be you. You'll incubate insecurities, perpetuate feelings of inadequacy with your current state, and this you cannot do. You cannot let other people define your position. Instead, in order to avoid this internal confusion, you must recognize this, that the only meaningful differentiating factor between yourself and everyone else is solely how hard you work, and that's really it. There's not much else. Now, it is true that no matter how hard I work, I will never be Shaquille O'Neal, I will never be 7'1", 325, and neither will, and I really hate to break this one to any of you guys, but I think it's pretty apparent that no one here has their heart set on becoming a 4-time champion, 15-time All-Star. And I know that that's somewhat partially a joke, but that's not where your head is at because you recognize that it's something you could never become. Why isn't the same true for everyone else? Why do we compare ourselves to each other and not to the degree at which we are capitalizing on our individual desires and talents? Class of 2020, out of all of the things that I've picked up on in high school, that recognition might be the most valuable. Have role models, but not idols. Listen to the herd, but don't think like them. And above all else, do not lose sight of your individualism. It's all that really matters. Now, unless something goes horribly wrong, I can be pretty sure that this is the last time I will be addressing you together. So, class of 2020, I just wish you all the best, and I wish you the best of it all. Good luck.
I've been a high school principal for 10 years. I know I look young, but 10 years. And I thought in the first ceremony, when I had a student wear cowboy boots to graduation for the first time, that was what would be the thing I remembered about the day the most. But I think now that my valedictorian worked out while he was giving his speech, there's my second thing that I'll remember about today. Next, I have the distinct privilege to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Catherine Serino.
I bet if you knew that if you were the valedictorian or salutatorian, that you would be able to take your mask off for about 10 minutes, you would have worked harder. As I look out at our second group, despite the fact that it's pretty hot, what I'm noticing is moms who have their arms tucked into their daughter's arms, dads whose arms are around their sons and daughters, parents who are leaning into the children that they love. I want to thank you for loving and supporting your children. I want to thank you for believing in us, for trusting us, for not giving up on us, and for never giving up on them. This has been a mighty lift the past 5 months because we have missed you. You are why we do what we do. We love you. We love being here. and it is an honor and a privilege for all of us to have been a part of your journey. And it is the greatest honor of my professional career to have led through these past several months and to have this be my last graduation with a truly remarkable class. Thank you and congratulations.
Next in our program is the moment everyone's been waiting well over a month for. And that's the presentation of the diplomas to the class of 2020. Beth Malillo, our Dean of Academic and Student Services, will be reading the student names.
Nathan Thomas Strang. Taylor Marie McDermott. Tess Christine McIntyre. Shane Patrick Meiselman. Isabel Rose Millardo. Sophia Rose Mulkenthin. Jordan Farrell Moore. Reagan Ann Moore. Riley Colleen Morse. Matthew Edward Prinner Mooland. Jared Patrick Monroe. Michaela Mary Murphy. Cameron Joseph Nielsen. Jacob James Northup. Christopher Onofrio. Jean Love Orose. Amber Lee Ostrander. Camden Pelletier. Justin Michael Penny. Terry Pinto. Luke Joseph Pequel. Ava Therese Petrozello. Bianca Marie Polanco. Mackenzie Joe Poling. Matthew Aaron Quijano. Kaya Josephine Reynolds. Michael Stephen Roccapiori. Gehrig Kyle Ryer. Sky Ann Ryer. Aiden Sarsha. Dylan Jacob Sartor. Kyle Patrick Saturday. Christian Daniel Sakwa. Maxwell Lincoln Schleicher. Seth David Santino. Ty Daniel Seymour. Molly Frances Elizabeth Shields. Jordan Xander Sinclair. Taylor Kendall Sokoloff. Jessica Andrews Stanwood. Pierce Weedon Steffen. Shelby Ann Swan. Eric Colin Swanson. Adelie Julia Sweet. Colin Talbert Slagle. Matthew Alexander Taylor. Max Charles Temple. Carrie Ann Tursick. William Dean Ufferfilge. Nicholas Eric Vestergaard. Joseph Edward Visky. Lina Vo. Elise Catherine Warnick. Madison Page Whittle. Isabel Rose Wiedemann. Sophia Grace Wodach. Spencer James Wondolowski. Ashley Christine Woodward. Molly J. Yale. It's a Cogenchag tradition to give our last graduate an opportunity to speak to the class, as they have ended being the last person called for every significant event in their K-12 career. At this time, I want to welcome Molly and let her say a few words to the class of 2020.
Let's see if I can find my speech. Am I supposed to go backwards? Oh, here it is. Okay. Hi, guys. What a crazy year this has been, but I know for sure we will get through this and come out stronger. I just wanted to give a huge thank you to my family for their nonstop support, and to my grandma Nini watching at home. I love you so much. Stay strong. You got this. Sorry. You know what they say up that hill, stay strong forever. Class of 2020, go do amazing things. Oh, and save the best for last.
It's been a really long time since we've seen the kids last. But watching their faces when they take that mask off, walk across the stage, it's just an amazing feeling for us. So thank you. Class of 2020, while this has been a unique ending to your high school journey, it has not taken away from all you've accomplished as a class. Throughout the past 4 years, you've definitely made your mark here at Cogenchag. I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and it's been an honor and a privilege to be your principal. On behalf of the Cogenchag faculty and administration, congratulations and best wishes for the future. And at this time, I would like to introduce our Chair of the Board of Education, Robert Moore.
Oh, you moved it. It's there somewhere. This is a wonderful night for all of you. It's been a really, really tough couple months for the senior class. It's been a few tough months for our Board of Education, especially since this is our last graduation for Dr. Serino. She'll be leaving us at the end of December, and we really appreciate what she has done for the school, for the changes that have been made over the last 7 years, and we will miss her greatly. And thank you very much. Dr. Serino, the students before you have met all the state and district requirements for graduation. It's my honor as Chairman of the Board of Education to formally present the Cogenchag Regional High School Class of 2020.
Take your mask off in the Gazette.
Class of 2020, Part B. Please rise. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left.